What's up, everybody? Alive the Project is another great broadcast here, as we always do. Try to make understanding and talking about what's causing all of this, is the great Dusty Rhodes would say, in a very down and downtrodden wrestling time right now. Wrestling is just not good right now. But the NXT show, as I've said several times, has a lot worth praising, and we're going to praise plenty of it tonight. We also going to talk about some things that they can improve, some merchandise, some psychology, some signings, all this good stuff, and much more. But before we get to that, I got to show some love to people that show love to me, surprisingly. Poggers. Poggers, the energy and sleep supplement drink company. They're a new startup company. I would say check them out. They got some good product, mostly powder stuff. And as I always say, if they have something you don't like, let them know. Give feedback. Get involved. Have input. This is what you're supposed to do as a startup company. You always should support startup companies, because startup companies are the people that stop the big companies from monopolizing everything. And I never understood the logic. I don't like it. Okay, what's the solution? I'm a very solution-oriented person, and I feel like a lot of people aren't, and that's the issue. But go check out that great website, the Poggers website. They have good stuff. Matter of fact, I think it's called, let me tell you exactly what the site is now, because I just have my thing that they sent me on Twitter. What is the Poggers site called? The Poggers website is called, I will tell you in 2 seconds, Drink Poggers. Go check out Drink Poggers. Get yourself 10% off once you use my code, which is Prodigy Poggers. Made it really easy, alliteration. I know people like things concise, simple, because you got a lot of stuff going on in your life. So you have to keep things simple and concise. And I'll show y'all right now so y'all won't think I'm bullshitting. I'll screen share. I'm in Prodigy mode today. I got my dashiki hoodie on, so just kind of chilling. Rough day at work, so a lot of apprehensions. For the people that know me, I'm a public safety. It was just an active day, so I didn't really feel like getting dressed or nothing. So yeah, right now you can save 10% with my code right here as I'm hovering over it. Prodigy Poggers. Go check out the mixers, the shakers, the cups. Mine's on the way pretty soon. It might be here like tomorrow or the next day. They got some popular flavors. The cream one's pretty popular, and I think this is like an orange flavor one. And like I said, if they have one that you want, let's say you're a G Fuel person, or one of the bigger supplement companies, and Poggers don't have something that you want, suggest it so they can get it. This is the times we live in where people be just complaining and not have a solution. How do you expect anything to change if you don't have any solution? So let Poggers know. I like this. I'm more of a liquid drink person. I'm more of a Monster type person, even though I will check out some of this product. And speaking of, not Monster, I'm going to say Red Bull. I'm more of a Red Bull and sometimes a Monster person. Monster have enough caffeine for me. But sometimes I work early morning, which I do. A lot of the times I need especially after 2 days off and getting back in kind of the groove, I need me a Red Bull to get my time going, get my energy, get my body, get the day going. Nothing like getting that jolt of caffeine, which I think is 5.8 grams of caffeine, which you need. I mean, you have to be careful with it. Obviously, you got to flush yourself with water. So always keep that in mind. But anyway, go save yourself 10% by using the code Prodigy Poggers. Good stuff from what I've heard. I haven't tasted, but the reviews I've heard is pretty good. I've heard it's kind of sweet, so you kind of want to balance it with water. So that's something I'll right now suggest to Poggers. Make sure y'all try to lessen the sugar and put more of the actual ingredients that people need, because I heard it was light on certain ingredients, like for recovery and muscle rebuilding and stuff like that, because I saw some reviews. So that's something y'all want to keep in mind. But I would say at the very least, go get a shaker, a mixer. It's a legit mixer, because I saw people doing reviews on it. It has a ball in it. It has the spring. It has everything you need up in there. So go check it out. Make sure you keep the lid on there tight, because I heard some people say you got to keep the lid really tight. So that's also feedback. There's nothing wrong with feedback. So Poggers, if y'all listening, man, get that feedback and be positive. Grow. Never get closed-minded. That's always the death in business. The minute you become closed-minded is when you're going backwards and when you're not going to be successful. Like, people don't owe you anything. You owe it to the consumer to be as best as you want to be. And like I said, if Monster and Red Bull want to sponsor me, by all means. I'm a combat sports person that has great correspondence. JoJo, Mr. B 1986 on Twitter. Shout out to him. My channel wouldn't be nearly as successful without him, at least on the MMA combat side of things. And Mike Copenhagen, very famous brother, War Machine. Mike is a great guy. He's the opposite brother. Great guy. Check them out every Friday. Cope's Corner. Go win yourself some money when they do UFC bet and all that stuff. And that's Cope's Corner, KOPES Corner, KK. Cope's Corner. Corner spelled with a K. So go check that out. So yeah, that's what that, man. Like I said, save yourself 10%. Poggers, Prodigy Poggers is the code that they gave me for poggers.com. And if anybody that's in the Twitch world, the emote world, that's what the Pogger thing, it's an excitement emote. That's what it comes from. But anyway, let's get into NXT Road Block, a show that I was more excited to see, honestly, and this might sound crazy, than WrestleMania. Mainstream roster WWE don't interest me because they don't do the very basic things you need to do to have a successful show. And you would think with the level of success that WWE has right now that they will not be making foolish decisions like they make, but this is WWE we're talking about. So it's definitely something that needs to be improved. Once again, I'm all about constructive criticism. People live in this world where, you know, you should got to say stuff is good. Even it's just not me. Anyway, air horns for everybody, man. Get the air horns. They're going to play it. Steve. So the issue with WWE is they don't want to change. Like, everybody's so stuck in their ways, specifically the Triple H regime. It is what it is. They're stuck in their ways and they're not doing much to improve a pretty dreadful WWE product. And for the people that don't believe me right now, look at WWE numbers. If you think I'm bullshit, their numbers are all-time lows, specifically during WrestleMania season. This is the absolute worst time to have all low numbers. It's really bad. It's really, really bad. And it don't seem like they're going to get any better. They're going backwards with the content that they're putting on TV. They're not keeping up with, let's say, an NFL. Y'all got to forgive me. I'm filibustering a little bit here just because I'm tagging this on Twitter so more eyeballs can see it. Yeah, they're just not doing a whole lot to improve this product right now. And some of my friends that used to watch it don't watch it no more for whatever reason. They're just not watching this product right now, and it's a kind of a shame. 1 second, y'all, and I'm gonna get to more of the breakdown like I did yesterday. Great show. Shout out to Marissa, Victor. They came and hung out with us. Everybody that watched on the replay, I don't know who y'all are because y'all don't tell me. If you want to get involved with the conversation, by the way, hit me up on YouTube at TJ the Prodigy and go to the live chat on YouTube. Or, well, I'm not on Twitch right now. I'm actually dealing with a suspension on Twitch, which I'm trying to figure out as we speak what's going on with that. But that's gonna be like pulling hair because you know how these people are. Make sure I tagged everything. 1 second. Trending YouTube. So yeah, a lot of people from my community who were NXT fans, because NXT is the WWE show that has the personality, that has the gimmicks, that have a lot of the things to like about this product. Whereas WWE is just, for whatever reason, they're backwards. They're being produced like they're the developmental show. The main roster is being produced like it's the developmental show. Everything's backwards right now. Now, what's up, Victor? My big homie. Speaking of Victor, shout out to Victor here. They're going backwards, and I'm pretty sure Victor can agree with this sentiment in his statement that I'm about to say, that WWE product is awful. Now, my plan wasn't to get on this late. I was gonna get on around 9 something, but I got a random headache, so I had to take some ibuprofen, drink some water, relax for a minute, and then I just pack my lunch and stuff for work tomorrow, so I have less stuff to do, and I can go to sleep pretty much not too far after I do this podcast, because I have to be for work at like 5:30 in the morning. So yeah, WWE's product right now is bad. However, NXT Road Block I was looking forward to, mainly because of the main event between two very talented girls, Gigi Dolan and JC Jane, which we'll get into the detail to that in a little bit on the show. We're going to go over a couple other things that I think is more relevant and topical that need to be discussed. Because I don't like getting on this late, because I know people will be starting to get ready to go to bed, minus on the West Coast. People starting to go to bed on the Midwest, East Coast, even though it's only 10, 12 in the Midwest. On the East Coast, it's 11. So I try to get on as many people as possible. But I really want to watch this pay-per-view. And it started off with a hell of a match. Like, people had this idea that I always want to be negative about wrestling. When something good is happening, the Prodigy is going to talk about it. When something good pops up, I'm going to talk about it. Like, I call stuff for what it is. I don't see no reason to be phony. When you don't give people positive feedback, that's unsatisfactory to you. They're not going to produce a good, product for you. You're not going to be satisfied if you just. That's like if you're in a relationship and you're not telling your partner. You feel like your partner's ignoring you, but you're not telling them that. You expect them to know that if you don't tell them. So the only way somebody can improve something is by giving them feedback. Now, don't be a douchebag. Make sure it's constructive criticism, because I feel like we live in the times now. It's so hyper toxic. And somebody just quote tweeted me early because I said something about Dragon Lee. And usually when you get quote tweeted, that open up the floodgates to the smarts. I'm the wrong person to try that with, by the way, because I'm just going to ignore you. Well, I'm going to frustrate you by ignoring you. But we live in such a toxic time where we can't even have discourse, where a lot of times I'm disinterested. I only talk to a certain amount of people on Twitter because it's been hijacked by just people I just, a long time ago decided that I just don't want to be associated with. This is something that, from a, hold on, I got to get my green screen back going. Maybe if I put the light on this, a green screen to come back, because y'all can see. Let me just put the other part of my screen because y'all can see my laundry basket and all type of stuff. Let me put the screen up. Okay, so yeah, this is the times we live in, unfortunately, with wrestling, because the Discord, you said who? You mean the person that was talking stuff? They're called Wrestle Cringe, whoever that is, because Billy Bob Ambrose tagged me in it. He was like, congratulations. I'm like, for what, Billy Bob? Billy Bob's a good guy from Canada that's from my community, me and Victor's community. And he tagged me. He was like, oh, you triggered Francis, which that's a inside term for smart. That's a generic term that my friends gave a smart. And I was like, dude, I don't care what these people think. You know what I mean? Like, they can think whatever they want. I know way more about wrestling than most of those people. Jinder Mahal says, I like Braun Breaker and the Creed brothers versus Jinder Mahal and Indy Sheer. I like the idea of them being in the ring with each other. The match was a bit, they had some miscommunication problems in the match. It was some sloppy spots. And I felt like Indy Sheer should have won, specifically when they isolated that guy and he kicked out of that move. I can't remember particularly when, but I felt like I didn't see the benefit. And I meant to tweet this out, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to say this for the show. Indy Sheer, which is Jinder Mahal's group, and Jinder Mahal, don't get me wrong, has benefited greatly by moving to NXT because now he's more focused on, because A, he's actually a main roster star, and B, NXT is a much smaller show and it's 2 hours, so he can be focused on now. Because Raw and SmackDown, all they focus on is the Bloodline and Sami Zayn and goofball Cody Rhodes. So yeah, I actually like that idea. Me personally, I think the Indy Sheriff should have won. But this is Triple H like, you know what? I gotta bury him. He's got muscles and somewhat charisma, and he has a presence and a look. I only want sloppy, boring cruiserweights. So yeah, we already know Jinder Mahal, dude. Get your money, but you're probably not gonna ever get the shot you deserve. Dusty's gone. You were a Dusty idea, Vince McMahon idea. Triple H wanted Seth Rollins to be the first champ, even though Dusty wanted it to be Jinder Mahal, because he'd be like, Daddy, Jinder Mahal has something, baby. He got that look will make you not want to trade. He has the presence. So even Jim Ross said that. Now, Triple H, you think you're smarter than Jim Ross? You can get out of here with that. Jim Ross even said Jinder Mahal has a perfect wrestling villainous, because when he smiles, he has like kind of like that Jafar from Aladdin look. He has a very like evil look. He's a good heel. Now, of course, could he improve in the ring? Yes, he can improve in the ring, but he's more believable than these people they pushing now. He's more believable than Ilya Dragunov or whatever that dude's name is. I will be Ilya Dragunov, and I haven't trained in years. Well, not in wrestling, I haven't trained. I've been in working out, but I haven't been in like ring shape in like almost 3 years. September to be 3 years. But yeah, he's more believable than Ilya Dragunov, Tyler Baby, A Kid. Like, come on, like really? I like Carmelo Hayes, but Carmelo Hayes is not a like a good threat to Braun Breaker at this point in his career. I like him, but because he actually tries to be entertaining. Him and his manager, Trick Williams, who has one of the coolest wrestling t-shirts. We talking about WWE merchandise the other day being not that good, like how it was in the 90s, where it was something people actually wear in public. Yeah, Axiom, that's his name. And don't get me wrong, dude can work. I actually don't mind A-Kid because he's not over pushed like the other people I mentioned. But like, come on, dude. Like, you put him under a mask. He's a decent looking guy. Like, he's a guy that probably can attract female attention. Y'all put him under a mask. Like, come on, man. He's a decent cruiserweight. It's just like he don't have no business going against people like Braun Breaker in competitive matches. So, anyway, we getting all over the place, even though I love the dialogue with Victor. Yeah, Indy Share was a great match. I'm going to go into the detail with that in a second. That was actually the second match I watched. The first match, which I didn't know they were going to do it, but I was thoroughly entertained by it. The Jailhouse match with Dijak and Tony D'Angelo. I'm a big fan of Tony D'Angelo. This is the first time I actually saw Chase Stacks, his manager guy, on TV, because I've seen him on the roster and stuff like that and read about him. That guy can work. He has good psychology. I like Chase Stacks. I forget what his name is. Some Chase Stacks or something like that. His bodyguard. Dude, this Jailhouse match wasn't bad, especially for having that slow police cop guy. Dijak Digoffovich is what I call him. For having this guy that's kind of uncoordinated and tall, and he takes crazy spots that a guy his size really shouldn't be taking. Like Dijak, what benefit do you have taking these bumps off the top of the ropes, these crazy bumps hitting the floor? Like, dude, you're 7 feet tall. You can't be taking bumps, damn near 7 feet tall. You can't take those type of bumps. It's bad for your health. It's bad for your longevity in your career, and it's just unnecessary. You're supposed to be a big badass doing big badass things. Like Scott Hall used to tell Kevin Nash, "You're 6'10, do badass stuff." Like, I get it, dude. You want people to know you can move. You're not Rey Mysterio, so the athletic stuff not gonna look right. So you're the biggest guy in the car, and you want to avoid contact. This is why I like Scott Hall, because he was extremely intelligent with psychology. Something a lot of these wrestlers today can greatly benefit from, but they don't want to listen to nobody. When you got people like Trent Beretta and what's this other clown name? I know Trent Beretta. Basically, most of the AEW roster telling people like Booker T and Undertaker they don't know what they're talking about. It shows you the cast of people that we're dealing with. Victor says the mask looks goofy. Yeah, it does. It looks like a dollar store Party City mask. The Axiom match. I love that match too. Glad they finally gave Tony D something. Yeah, because he haven't done that since he broke Tyler Bate hand. Not Tyler Bate. What's the guy's name? The one that plays Butch. Pete Dunne. He hasn't done much since he broke Butch hand, and that was shit. That was a nice little while ago, damn near a year ago. And this is a TVMA program, by the way. So people that think I'm cussing and all that, dude, this is a TVMA product. Like, anybody should know me now. My show has cussing in it. That's why we have adult products on Monster, but that's for adults. Only thing I don't have up here is porn. But if they want to pay me, I'll put it up there. So this match was good. It wasn't too long. It was hard hitting. It was two grown men fighting each other. That's all I ask to see sometimes in wrestling. Two grown men actually going out there and looking like they're simulating the fight. I don't think that's too much to ask for in a combat sports world. It's something that's unfortunately greatly forgotten and sacrificed despite quality for this nerd. And I don't mean nerd in a pejorative, derogatory way, because everybody's some type of nerd. I'm a nerd of games, and everybody's some type of nerd. It's basketball nerds, football nerds. You got nerds of all walks of life. But the wrestling fan nerd is a unique, psychotic nerd fan base that I just don't want to be associated with. I don't take anything that seriously while I'm about to fight people over something that's literature and fiction based. Like, come on, dude. It's art. You about to fight somebody over art? He knows nothing. He know one move. Oh, beat up Baron Corbin. The fact that y'all think y'all could beat up people like Baron Corbin and Jinder Mahal, get real, dude. These are two big, grown, tall dudes. First of all, y'all ain't never been enough. Y'all can't fight yourself out of a wet paper bag. You couldn't even open a refrigerator door without twisting your arm, talking about you going to beat up Baron Corbin, a former 3-time Golden Glove boss. And Jinder Mahal's a big guy. You think you're going to beat up Jinder Mahal? First of all, them indie share dudes will rip your limbs apart before you get to them. So get out of here with that crap. I know, yeah, Victor's a game guy too. That's how I met Victor, I think. I don't think I met with Victor just so happened to be a wrestling fan. I think I met Victor on Twitch. But yeah, this was a good match. And I was actually surprised with this match because I was like, they're not going to have Dijak lose his own type of match because Dijak's kind of like a modern day big boss man. And that jailhouse match is kind of like built around him. Even though, ironically, Undertaker lost more buried alive matches and casket matches than he won, even though the thing was kind of based off him. So was the Hell in a Cell. It was built around Undertaker. But at least the early stages of Hell in a Cell were. I was like, he's not going to win this match. But I was surprised in a good way. To me, in today's time with wrestling, I'm not surprised nearly enough, and it's bad. Because wrestling is a drama action show, which at times you need surprises to keep the viewers on their toes, and not predictability is inevitable in TV because just because something is predictable don't mean you shouldn't do it. But in a wrestling, I feel like it happens way too much, whereas predictability shouldn't be happening. Sometimes people need to be swerved. Hey, Rissa, there go my Geechee friend right there. South Carolina State. I can't wait to get out to South Carolina. I love the beach line, the white sand beach. I can't wait. I've never been, but I saw good things, read good things about it. Like I said, I thoroughly enjoyed this opening match. Tony D'Angelo, Dijak, two grown men physically fighting and beating each other up. It looked good. A lot of the spots when they went into the cage, they built it up with. It didn't look goofy like that War Games match where you had people just doing crazy, goofy stuff that didn't make sense. And for the love of God, I heard y'all putting War Games on 2K23. Why is elimination not part of this match? I don't want to play a match that's predictable where it's just people waiting around and do spots all day. Please add eliminations to the War Games match. It is no way you can't have eliminations in the War Games, especially in today's time. You was able to get away with this stuff back when the Four Horsemen was in it because the Four Horsemen had psychology. These wrestlers now, they're going to be doing spots and getting right back up. They're going to get flipped off a 10-foot cage, go through barbed wire and tables, and get right back up. So you have in today's time, they don't have the discipline and the psychology to pull off a good War Games match. So with that said, for the love of God, add eliminations to the damn War Games match already. But anyway, this opening match with the spots with the cage, with the shark cage looking thing, I thought it was going to be goofy, but it wasn't. It was actually good. And then, like I said, Paper Stacks Chase, Tony D'Angelo's manager, he took a hell of a spot right when Dijak was about to close the cage, kind of the finale, the crescendo of the ending of the match. He jumped right, like perfect timing. The camera picked up on it and everything. He jumped right in between the cage, right before it was about to close, and sacrificed his body. And I like this from a couple standpoints. And I'm gonna give me 1 second. I'm gonna get to comments, y'all. I haven't forgot. I'm just trying to stay focused. But what I mainly liked about this, because it's good attention to detail, because I'm a big fan of Vince Russo, and I hope he does well with Rocky Mountain Pro. Shout out to Rocky Mountain Pro, by the way. I know Mercury Yaden, and also Otis came from there. Otis is one of my favorite wrestlers. He's from that camp. So as Russo, bro, you have to get rid of these bookers, bro. Wrestling needs writers, bro. I don't get why they do this. I'm a big Russo person. So this type of match had very Vince Russo-like writing, and that's what I appreciated about it. Vince Russo is the type of person that like to explain, which you should when you're writing a story, why this character would do this or not do this. That's what effective writing is. And Vince Russo, with this Paper Stacks and Tony D'Angelo, this mafia thing they got going on where they like break people's hands and stuff, this is what Vince Russo would write. And another reason I thoroughly enjoy this, my favorite type of TV shows are crime shows. I'm a big fan of mob and crime. That's all I watch. Black Mafia Family, Your Honor, Ray Donovan, Raising Kanan. These are shows I like to watch. I used to watch The Wire when it was on, even though The Wire was kind of boring to me. It was certain parts. I watched clips of The Wire. I'm a big crime show. Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul. These are the shows that I watch. I watch Bel Air and stuff like that too, but I like crime shows. I learned a lot. I'm from a crime city. I'm from Chicago, one of the most crime cities ever. Gang from a political standpoint, legal and illegal. I'm from one of the most crime cities in the world, so I've learned a lot. I'm a public safety officer. I had to learn certain laws and how to investigate people. I'm a detective, so these things I've learned from TV shows. And I've been around people. I've been around Ice Cube. I've taken things to him when I've been to Ice Cube's hotel room. I had to take a package to him once. So I've met people and been able to defend people. And, people feel protected around me, basically. And I learned a lot of these things from TV shows and also being a big wrestling fan. You have to have characters feel like threats. And one of the big issues that I have with Dijak character is he doesn't come off as he'll do something threatening and then he'll do something goofy like a couple minutes later. You got this new character and you get repackaged and you still wrestle like a mark. And for the people that get offended by what I mean by mark is when you're on a TV, when you're a big guy like Dijakovic, you're supposed to be intimidating. Like with the Brock Lesnar's, Lashley's, the Omos, you're supposed to be like that. And this is a problem that this goofball Bray Wyatt is happening right now. It's just nobody's scared of him. I don't care how creepy you get your mask made. Dude, nobody's scared of Uncle Howdy. He looks like a Colonel Sanders silhouette. Why would I be afraid of him? He's a big goof. I will smack Uncle Howdy if I saw him. I wouldn't even take him serious. You're supposed to be intimidated by people that look like that. But no, Dijak wants to take bumps and take cruiserweight spots. It's people that get it and people that don't. Bobby the Brain Heenan said it the best. If you were meant to make money, you would. They just don't get it. He said everybody that hates Hogan never worked with Hogan. If you're good enough, Hogan would have wrestled a grape if he could wrestle a grape, if a grape was over. It's the difference between a professional and too many wrestlers call themselves superstars. You know who's a superstar to make it? Tony D'Angelo. Because he gets the small detail. JC Jane is a superstar to make. Carmelo Hayes could be a superstar with the right training. You need to work on his promo. He has a presence. At least he dressed like a professional wrestler. He looked great tonight. The sweater. He looked like a person that has money. That's what he looked like. That's what a professional. They don't wear mom jeans like Bailey. Well, talking about ding dong, hello. Ding dong, get off the TV. How about that? You supposed to act, walk, talk, and dress like a wrestler. Why do you think The Rock got over the way? Why do you think Batista got over? Did you see the way they dressed when they weren't wrestling? As much as I despite Mercedes Moné, Sasha Banks, she dresses like a wrestler. She dressed like a celebrity, a superstar. $2,000 Versace suits. Bianca Belair, the gorgeous Bianca. She dressed like a Montez Ford. They look like celebrities. I was just watching them on some talk show doing Valentine's Day. They look like bosses. That's why I dress. Y'all see the way I dress when I'm on here? This is a very pricey African garment I'm wearing. This dashiki suit. That's why I wear it also, and it's comfortable. I have a white one too, but I only wear that to special occasions. When I go out, I have one hanging upstairs. You just can't be the prodigy. I dress like the prodigy because that's what I am. And people can discredit me all I want. I know way more than you wish you knew about wrestling. I know way more about life in general than what you wish you knew. And there's people that follow me that you think I'm not as influential as I am. Keep thinking that. Go ask WWE how many ideas they've taken from me. I don't know how many times I had to say this to y'all. How many people I've ghostwritten for that don't tell you. How many friends I have in the business that they don't know about. Y'all know some of them are because I mentioned them before. So keep thinking I don't know stuff. Just like my community. They know stuff too. We got friends that wrestle. Shout out to VHS. But this was a good match. And that's why I'm spending so much time talking about it. Because this is where wrestling needs to go. We need more of this and less cruiserweight flippy bullcrap. Let's talk, speaking of cruiserweight flippy bullcrap, let's talk about Dragon Lee. Somebody that Triple H, the genius he is, signed to one of the largest contracts in recent WWE history. It's all Vince McMahon. No, it isn't. Vince McMahon is only focused on the big stuff that matter in WWE, like getting them extended TV deals and contracts. You know, the stuff that him and Nick Khan talk about. The only time Vince probably do something with creative, he's probably like, oh, damn, Hunter, what you have for Roman Reigns, pal? Either that, Logan Paul, Ronda Rousey, big stuff like that. I can guarantee you Vince McMahon don't know what an axiom is. He probably think that's something you clean your bathroom with. He doesn't know what that is. He doesn't know who Gunther is. He saw that goofball Gunther was like, oh, he's fat. He probably told him to lose weight. That was the last time Vince saw him. Some nerd online was trying to argue me. He does know who Gunther is. You think with Vince, with all this sexual assault allegation stuff going on, he cares about this bum Gunther? Are you kidding me? He doesn't know who that dude is. What, somebody that just chop all day? And I'm pretty sure the people that's watching the show don't know who Gunther is because SmackDown ratings has not gone up. And the thing that really bothers me about ratings is nobody ever talk about quarterly hours, the 15-minute breakdowns of shows. So on SmackDown, the way you track quarterly hours is wait for Gunther's segment to get up in there. You track how long you go on and look at the ratings. I would say give it like maybe 2 or 3 days or like a week and check the numbers. I guarantee you his numbers are down. See, y'all can't talk this crap to me. I actually look at numbers, so I know what I'm talking about. I look at numbers for a living at work, and I look at numbers actually in journalism world. How would I be a reporter and not know what I'm talking about? I just gonna get promoted because I'm not popular because I tell the truth on here. I guarantee you, I know more than these so-called wrestling dirt sheet reporters in other sports too, because I actually know how to read stuff. I don't go off what nobody told me. I don't go off this crap that AEW sold out this arena in 4 minutes in Las Vegas. You're out of your goddamn mind. I'm in Las Vegas all the time. It is no way, not all the time. I ain't been in like 2 years. I've been to Las Vegas 3 times. It is no way that AEW sold out the MGM Grand in 4 minutes. That is a lie. Even Scott Hall knew that was a lie. When he was alive, he talked about that. What happened was the company bought the tickets and resold them. That's what happened. You got to talk to somebody that don't know math because I'm not that person. It is no way a goofball startup show like AEW sold out the MGM Grand in 4 minutes. That's something the UFC would do. Or if Stone Cold came out of retirement, or if Michael Jackson was alive, yeah, I would believe that. But not no damn AEW. You talking about the people that barely get 1 million views every week? Stop talking this crazy stuff to somebody that actually know what they're talking about. AEW could barely get 1 million views with CM Punk on the show. So you know they ain't sell out no arena in no 4 minutes. WWE barely can do that. Come on. Who y'all think y'all talking to, man? And for the people that say, oh, people watch it different ways, they're not watching TV, the cord cutters and all this crap. Yes, I know cord cutting exists. People are getting rid of cable because it's expensive. They've been getting rid of cable for like 10 years. I know that. However, there's a service called Samba that track actual internet numbers, and wrestling's low there too. So stop trying to tell me these damn lies when I know what's going on. You can say whatever you want. Just keep watching. And ask how many people I've ghostwritten for. You think I don't know what I'm talking about. Keep thinking that. But the next match, the match that I'm getting off track. I'm supposed to be talking about this Dragon Lee, this big draw that Dragon Lee is. You know what you mean? The guy that people barely know exists outside of the internet. What people have to understand about lucha wrestling is a draw in Mexico for obvious reasons. However, it's never been a draw in the United States. Even with, especially not going to be a draw now because there's not no psychology to it and it don't look real. The greatest cruiserweight ever is named Rey Mysterio. Why do you think he's so successful? You have a successful cruiserweight every 10 years in wrestling. They've tried with Sin Cara, the original, not Unico, but the original Sin Cara. They've tried with Kalisto. They've tried with Axiom and all these. I'm sure it's been others. The AEW signed a bunch of them. Impact signed Laredo Kid. You know the difference between those goofballs and Rey Mysterio? Rey Mysterio actually is a performer. That's why he's successful. Rey Mysterio, you can tell his family watch a lot of telenovas, Telemundo and all that, those Mexican soap operas, because they actually know how to act. Why do you think Rey Mysterio has some of the best TV segments ever? Because he actually knows how to act. That's why he's had such a long career in wrestling. Why do you think him and Karrion Kross are having the best wrestling pay-per-view, like old school traditional pay-per-view? They have the best storyline right now. They're doing better than Roman Reigns' storyline. Because we already know what you're going to get with that. Sami Zayn going to come out. Oh, what is Sami going to do to overcome? It's getting old. And I like it for it. It's fine for what it is. However, like, dude, I checked out the minute that I saw Sami Zayn was in the main event against Roman Reigns. Even Kevin Owens, I checked out when he was in the main event. Kevin Owens looks like a fan that won a contest. I wish people just accept this already. That's literally what he looks like. He looks like a fan who wins a contest. He doesn't bother to get himself in shape. I just rolled my ankle last year, and I'm in better shape than Kevin Owens. I'm back in the gym now, but I'm in better shape than Kevin Owens. When my ankle was messed up, I was in better shape than him. They don't get it. And Victor just said, nose man. Yeah, he is. He absolutely is a fool. You gave all this money to Dragon Lee, and you're not going to sign Enzo Amore? Shame on you. And anybody don't sign, big ups to MLW for putting Enzo back on TV. Y'all have to be out of y'all mind. So you don't want to hire a draw? And I get why Triple H hired these people, because they don't have to pay them nothing. And you know they're interchangeable as far as talent. If one of them get hurt, he'll just recycle the other one out. We know these things. This is not hard to comprehend. To Triple H it is, because he's not intelligent. But to other people, they can figure this out. A monkey can figure this out. 1 + 1 is 2, Triple H. It's not 1.5. So Dragon Lee got that pre-program reaction. I'm pretty sure they sent one of the backstage producers or manager directors out there and said cheer for him. Because I guarantee you nobody wants to cheer for that dude. Maybe some of those nerds in the NXT crowd, but some of them look disinterested because this dude's just another wrestler with a mask. Bobby the Brain Heenan said it the best, and he had some of the greatest insight. I learned some of my greatest heel psychology from two people. My favorite wrestler ever named Roddy Piper and Bobby the Brain Heenan. Bobby Heenan said, I don't understand what's the point of having a bunch of different Mexican wrestlers. And he wasn't trying to be racist or nothing. Basically, what it meant was, he said they all wear masks. He said get two wrestlers and get 12 masks and just constantly switch the masks. What's going to be the difference? He said nobody talks, nobody shows facial expression. Why bother hiring 12 people? Just get 12 masks and just switch them between the people. And Victor's Mexican, so he understands Mexican code. Victor, do you like Mexican wrestling despite being Mexican? Maybe he does. Maybe I'm just, because I know luchador, which means warrior or fight in Spanish, is big in Mexico. Yeah, exactly. And the crowd goes mild. Exactly. Because I'm interested to see what Victor says about Mexico, because he's Mexican. So yeah, it's just nobody cares about Dragon Lee. And I'm glad I'm probably gonna wake up to some heat with some psychos tomorrow. When I wake up and get ready for work, it's probably going to be a bunch of people. You know nothing. You're not in the business. You're not informed. I'm way more informed than you. I've been in the wrestling business since I've been 7 years, or at least involved in some type of capacity. Writing about it, talking about it, watching tape, being in the ring since I've been 7. Now, I ain't been in the ring since I was 7. I've been around the wrestling business since I was 7 years old. I'm an amateur and former trained pro wrestler. So stop telling me I don't know what I'm talking about. I can have a match play in my head. That's how good I am. I can tell you how a match should be booked in my head because that's how good I am. because I learned from some of the best people that's ever been in this business, either directly or mostly indirectly. But I learned from them. Why do you think people actually steal my stories? Because they know I know how to write them. And everybody around me is either been around wrestling. JoJo has been around wrestling longer than me. He's older than me. Jason knows how to write. I've seen Jason's stuff before. Why do you think I film stuff with him? Because he knows what he's doing. So y'all gonna stop telling us who cumulative we have over 20 years worth of wrestling viewership and experience that we don't know what you're talking about. Your lame ass started watching wrestling in 2016. Stop telling me I don't know what I'm talking about. I've been watching wrestling since 1997. Stop telling me I don't know what I'm talking about. Dragon Lee is a bum. I know a bum when I see one. He's not going to do anything. I'm sure his wrestling is going to be fine because that's all they all know how to do. Everybody knows how to hit spots. Everything that Dragon Lee does, you can train somebody how to do that. You can't train nobody how to cut a promo. It's either something you know how to do or you don't. You can give somebody a mic. That don't mean they're going to absorb the information you're giving them. You can say, oh, I need you to say this, that way, and they going to still be flat. Why? Because they don't have charisma. They're going to sound like they reading a sheet of paper. And I'm putting myself on screen for this because I always do this facing Jason's laughs. This is what all these promo people sound like. I'm done gonna beat them. That's what they all sound like. They sound like cavemen, like they're mentally challenged or something. I'm done gonna beat them. I respect this guy in the ring, but he can't hit 20 suplexes like I can. Get the hell out of here with that. You need to go learn from JC Jane. That girl can work. And she's only been in the wrestling biz, 2 years? How is she having better matches than these so-called work rate 5-star people like Meltzer's talking about? How? And Victor says, not really. I don't blame you, Victor. It's not even worth investing time into. And I understand if you got little brothers and sisters and they like it. I get why it's flashy and appealing to kids, but you cannot make this like it's a big draw. Triple H, your priority was signing Dragon Lee over somebody like, let's say, like a Moose or like Enzo Amore, for example, or somebody else that's a free agent. You're going to sign Dragon Lee, who people know absolutely nothing about. And y'all don't even work with Conan like that. Conan works with AEW. He don't do business with it. For some reason, they have a grudge against him. I don't know why. Maybe because he said screw WWE and he decided to actually have a life and go back to Mexico and make like soap operas. And I think he got offered to do a couple other things too. But they obviously have a grudge against Conan, which is kind of foolish because he brought all the lucha people to the United States. I don't understand why they have an issue with the guy, but I have my issues with Conan that's unwrestling related. But he's obviously a great promoter when it comes to certain things. What else we have on this card? We had a promo with we had the tag team match, Indy Cher and Brian Breaker versus who the fuck they go against? I'm sorry. Indy Cher, Mahal's group, against Brian Breaker and the Creed brothers. That's what I meant to say. Not the best match. A lot of spots that look kind of sloppy. However, it's very refreshing seeing 6 grown men be in the ring with each other and doing some good spots. It's very refreshing because we live in an era with nothing but cruiserweights. So it's quite refreshing seeing these big guys go at it. Like I said, Indy Cher should have won, but what type of logic do you expect to get from Triple H? This is Triple H we're talking about. You cannot expect coherent storytelling with these people. Even on the Kevin Nash podcast, man, these guys teach a show, slow the hell down, man. I don't know what I'm watching. So they move so damn fast, I'm going to get vertigo. That's something Kevin Nash said on this podcast. Now, he's not going to go deep and dig, like twist the knife into Triple H because he don't want to rock the boat because Kevin Nash is under contract with WWE. You already know he's not going to fully rock the boat with them. He's just not going to. So, and I'm surprised he's being honest because everybody's a butt kisser. Bully Ray, pathetic. I don't like you as a person anyway, jerk off. But he's pathetic. Nobody's honest. Road Dogg, Lap Dog's not being honest. Booker T is the only one that got a pair that stand up to WWE and tell him when something's whack. He's literally the only person that does it. Everybody else is scared. Oh man, this is Teddy Long. Not only are you a clown on Twitter, you're trying to sit here and say Cody Rhodes is going to be one of the greatest champions. Like, dude, just stop talking, man. Take the shaft out your mouth because you're just embarrassing at this point. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful to Teddy Long as a senior and all, but it's just I can't respect people that don't respect themselves. And he said some of the most ridiculous things I've ever heard in my life. Stop kissing butt to keep a job. That's what everybody's doing now. But yeah, this indie share match, it was what it was. I just hope they stay on TV. I'm kind of worried that they're going to get lost in the shuffle now, and it seems decisive. Breaker has beaten Mahal 2 times back to back, and I'm gonna tweet Triple H and try to make him look bad in a minute. He don't got to respond. I just want him to know that I'm gonna stay on top of you until people realize that you're the problem. What benefit did you have having Jinder Mahal lose to Braun Breaker twice? You talking about believability. And I'm pretty sure Triple H was threatened by the fact that Jinder Mahal actually takes his character seriously. Oh, you would think he is. I'm going to stick it to him even though if it kills the ratings. And people think this guy is qualified to be a good manager. He takes petty personal beefs out and ruins storylines and ruins creative and ratings because he's an idiot. What happened to people being professionals? And don't get me wrong, Vince does it sometimes too, but Triple H takes it to a whole nother level. So you're going to ruin your show for egotistical purposes? Like, what type of time? What happened to men? And I'm not trying to spark no gender. Honestly, I don't care about that crap, but y'all know what I mean when I say that. What happened to people having balls and walking up to people and say, hey, I don't like you, and this is why we need to talk about it, and that's not resolved. Okay, maybe we need to go put on boxing gloves and work our issues out and move on with our day. Why is everybody such a throat-cutting coward now? Dana White, I'm talking to you too, coward. You smacked your wife. You ain't going to smack me. I wouldn't even respect you. And just for the sake of these sponsors, I'm not going to say what I would really do to you, but it has something to do with something coming from my mouth and going to your space. That's a liquid. I'll just say that. A liquid projected in your face because I don't respect you, because I know the type of low-down, backstabbing, unethical person that you are. I'll just leave it at that. I'll choose my words wisely. Because what you did to Cyborg, GSP, who was your first cash cow, and now, foolishly, what you did to Francis Ngannou, I can never respect you. Never. Because you left so much money on the table. And Victor said, yeah, I'm worried about the push with Jinder Mahal and them too. I'm concerned. At this point, just get your money, Jinder, and maybe go to Hollywood. Maybe make some. He would have been a hell of a Bond villain back in the day because he definitely got the facial expression for it. And he has the voice command for it too. Now, I don't care about work. Now, can he work on his work rate? Of course he could. But that could come in time. Like I said, you can teach any monkey how to wrestle. You can't teach people how to talk. Jinder Mahal has talk. He knows how to dress. He get his suits tailored down to the T where it drops down to his pants leg. He's a professional. Unlike Triple H and Dana White and the people that they hire. Triple H, how about you tell your wrestlers they supposed to look like athletes, not like Jonah. What's this dude named Bronson Reed? That's what you think a wrestler should look like? No, he probably has no cardiovascular, none whatsoever. I'm sure he's sweating bullets by the time he go backstage. Jinder was on a TV show called Big Sky as a Bodyguard. That's sweet. I'm glad you said that. Now I'm gonna check that out, Victor. Yeah, but this is the issues that we have here. Like I said, nothing against Carmelo Hayes, but is he the best choice to go against Braun Breaker next? If anything, Carmelo Hayes should be the North American champion. He probably was. Matter of fact, Carmelo Hayes should be on the main roster by now. Him and Trick Williams, even if they don't win belts, it's a lot you can do with those dudes because they know they're heels, they know how to perform, and they go sell for whoever they wrestle. They'll take big bumps. These are the guys that you need to put on the main roster. I think his last opportunity will be at what pay-per-view's coming up? Stand and Deliver, which is a bad name. I don't like the way that sounds. It sounds too generic. Stand and Deliver is coming up. It's the same day as WrestleMania Night. Excuse me. I had to drink some water. It's the same day as WrestleMania Night 1. And hopefully they call that guy out. I think that's where they're going, which is why they're giving him the title opportunity now, and then they're going to move on to having him and Trick Williams, hopefully as a unit. I hope they don't split them up because they work better as a pair. I think they're going to have him and Trick Williams go up to the main roster. I think that's what the idea is. So Carmelo Hayes, it was an okay segment, but you could tell he was kind of out of his league, been in the same ring with Jinder Mahal. Let's see what else we have. Most of this crap I'm probably going to skip because I don't care. Before I get to the JC Jane thing, which was short, NXT Road Block 2023. I didn't even know they had a roadblock last year. Probably just didn't bother to watch it. Elsewhere in the card, they had Roxanne Perez versus Mikos. So JC Jane's match is short, But Roxanne Perez gets 13 minutes. I understand she's the world's champion, but I'm pretty sure that match was awful. I didn't watch it. Roxanne Perez does not deserve to be the world's champion right now. Just because she was trained by Booker T doesn't mean anything. She does not deserve to be world's champion. She's not ready. Maybe a year or so from now, she's not ready to be world's champion right now. And Miko Satomura is fine, but nobody knows who she is. Let's be honest. I think she's okay, but nobody knows her. So why would you put her on a world title opportunity? At least introduce the fans who she is other than, oh, she's from NXT UK. Nobody knows what that is. It came on at 3 o'clock in the afternoon on weekdays, like when most normal people are actually at work. He was in 9 episodes. Cool. I'm going to check that out. So they had that going on. Gigi Dolan match was short. It was what it was. Pretty good from what I saw. I'm not going to be hard on these girls because they have a long way to go with careers. Apparently, a lot of people got involved with this match. Why did they put 2 matches in the same category? Oh, that's Joe Gacy. I'm sorry, I was reading the wrong thing. Oh, their match was 8 minutes. The Joe Gacy match was 4 minutes. Okay. Gigi Dolan them had 8 minutes, which is pretty good. I think women's matches should always be short unless you're like who can actually wrestle. Unless you like a lot of these women can't wrestle today. Maybe like a even though she's kind of botchy, maybe like a Ronda Rousey match. That's the only match I want to see more than 10 minutes. Maybe Ronda Rousey with Charlotte or Ronda with Shayna. A match that's going to be coherent and believable. Other than that, unless it's Charlotte, I don't want to see you wrestling for 10 minutes. Or Asuka. I'm the most obvious person. And let me erase everybody. Unless you're Asuka, I don't want to see you wrestling for 10 minutes. More than 10 minutes. That's 8 minutes is about good for a women's match. That's about the longest I want to see it go. Because it's going to be botchy and messy anyway most of the time. Except Marissa, because she's going to get trained properly. NXT Road Block. Better than most episodes of Raw and SmackDown as of late. Better than Elimination Chamber. I didn't bother to watch it, but I know it was better than Elimination. I only watched like 1 match from Elimination. Definitely better than the Royal Rumble. WrestleMania start. It got better with John Cena. I mean, y'all cannot deny the fact John Cena has made this show so much better than it probably would have been. Him going against Austin Theory, and I'm happy it's for the United States title because that put more stakes on the title. And if Austin Theory beats John Cena, which I think he will, unless Vince is like, damn, pal, we need ratings. Hunter is killing it. I think Cena's too busy, honestly, to carry the U.S. title. Could be wrong. WWE's giving the belt to The Rock when he was in Hollywood, so who knows? This is going to be the match that probably get the last minute people that weren't interested to actually give a damn, at least the night that Cena's on, because WrestleMania is 2 nights. So they're probably going to at least make the effort to watch the night that John Cena's on. Once again, no announcements about the Royal Rumble. Well, once again, what can you expect? This is Triple H we're talking about. You cannot expect intelligence from Triple H because he's not intelligent. Like I said, hopefully Karrion Kross and Rey Mysterio have some type of interaction because they're the best actual storyline on TV right now. The bloodline stuff is, who cares at this point? It is what it is. I hope Solo Sikoa do well because I like Solo Sikoa. John Cena versus Austin Theory sounds like a match I look forward to seeing. Yes, at WrestleMania 39, and it's for the United States Championship, Victor. Elsewhere, I don't care about none of the women's match. I love Bianca, and I'm happy she's getting a rub. It's good for the culture and all that, but it's just, come on, just let's keep pushing. I think it's time for Bianca to turn heel, honestly. Elsewhere, I just don't care about the other stuff. Unless Austin gonna come, unless The Rock gonna be there, I don't care about none of these matches. Unless LA Knight's gonna have some type of talk show, or because he's probably not gonna be booked in the match. The Fiend this year, honestly, I don't even care to see the Fiend. Poor Bobby Lashley. I would rather Bobby Lashley. Then again, LA Knight can't afford to lose. Bobby Lashley should be going for the world's title. He should be going against Roman Reigns. That's who should be going against Roman Reigns, not Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes could have been on night 1 against Seth Rollins for the Intercontinental title or something like that, or on a pre-show. I wouldn't have watched it, but he don't have no business going for the world's title. None. I have never been, I should say not never, but it's been a long, long time since I've been disinterested in the WrestleMania match. A long time. This WrestleMania is going to be awful. Just real quick before I get off here, because I'm not going to go long. I guess I'll catch Jason them later in the week or something. What I did, or what I do like about NXT is the promising talents. Chase U have a bright future. These guys need to come up to the main roster and be like top heels on Raw. Bring some flavor to Raw. They will be the perfect feud to have with somebody like maybe like LA Knight, a babyface LA Knight, or Cena would be good for the spot, but he's tied up right now. Raw main event picture is so awful. I don't even know who to name at this point. Rey Mysterio's on SmackDown. The rest of them aren't good talk. The best talker in WWE right now, or most of them are on SmackDown. It's LA Knight. Cena's tied up, and he's not going to be full-time. Riddle is hurt. R-Truth's hurt. This show is so awful, I don't know where to start. But I like Chase U. I think they got a bright future when you put him in the right spot. I like Carmelo Hayes and his manager. I like, Thea Hill's part of that. I like Fallon Henley. She's a sweetheart. I like her. Great gimmick, too. I'm sure it's others. I can't think of off the top of my head right now. I like Lash Legend. I don't know what Odyssey Jones is. I like Tony D'Angelo. Paisan, especially Paper Stacks Chase. Dude, why is he should be the Intercontinental U.S. champion right now. You need these people with characters like this to draw in the audience. Casual fans don't care about wrestling moves. Triple H, when are you going to get this through your thick nose? They don't care about that. People want to be entertained. They don't care about people having a fake fight with ridiculous-looking people that you will slap without trying. I will push Johnny Gargano with my pinky, and he will fall over. I don't even got to hit him. I'm 215 pounds. I wouldn't even bother fighting Johnny Gargano. That's child abuse. I wouldn't bother fighting none of these people. A-Kid and goddamn, Tyler Baby and McDonough or whatever that clown's. Now, I wouldn't even fight them. Even though I could, I'll pick them up and throw them on the other side of the room. But it would be a waste of my time. That's like abusing a child. I wouldn't even bother fighting them. So that's what's going on with NXT now. Lashley, I hope you get well soon. Linus, work. Please, you have to slow down on all the working out and kick. I know you like camera presence and all that, but you're getting a little heavy, and I think that's why her knees are bad. She needs to lose a look because she's a thick woman. She's carrying a lot of fat, which is what's in your butt and breast, and she's carrying a lot of muscle too. So that's a lot of weight on your legs, and I think that's why she keeps getting injured. But get well soon. We need more stars back on TV. Please, Brian Breaker. At this point, I'm not even gonna lie to you. I want Brian Breaker to lose that title and just go to the main roster. He needs to go to Raw and save that main event. Hashtag save us, Brian Breaker. He needs to go to Raw. Get that NXT title to whoever you want. Honestly, if they're not gonna call up Tony D'Angelo, give him the title. I think he's a babyface though. They're probably gonna put it on somebody like Dijak or one of those cruiserweights. But yeah, at this point, I'd rather Breaker go up to the main roster because that main event roster on Raw is awful. You wouldn't even believe that was the main roster show. It is god awful on that show. Noseman forgot about the draft. Yeah, he did forget about the draft. The draft's usually in October, but or I should say as of late, it's been in October. Yeah, it was no mention of the draft. No mention of the Hall of Fame. He just forgets everything. If it's not was part of his personal nose agenda, he don't care. When are people going to realize that Triple H is the downfall of this company? You can call me crazy, biased, whatever you want to call me. I just challenge anybody to show me any type of metric at WWE that Triple H has not ruined. I'm not afraid to say it. You are. Last but not least, before I get out of here, I might get on here tomorrow and do some kind of random. We'll see. I don't know what. Probably talk about something. I'll find something to talk about between now and Thursday. If SmackDown's good, I'll cover that on Friday. I don't have much faith. At this point, let's just get to WrestleMania and get it out, go get over with. I'm ready for SummerSlam because I got a feeling that's going to be a reset. And Vince McMahon and Tony Khan going to be like, it's been a year since all this sexual allegation stuff. People more than likely forgot. And I think they're going to get back more hands-on, which thank God they need to. I've said this several times, but I'll say it again because it's worth saying. The focus of WWE programming the next 2 years or year until they get that new contract with TV deals. If you want to entice people to spend money, this absurd $9 billion with a B dollars that you want one of these big network or media conglomerates to spend on WWE, you have to give people a reason to care about the show. Yeah, they can live off their brand, but if you want that $9 billion, you bet they need to increase their program. The storyline for the next year at WWE needs to be a power struggle between Triple H and Vince McMahon. I don't know how many times I need to say this. That is anything Vince McMahon has been involved in usually is the best stuff with WWE. So you would think they don't shy away from that formula very often. They desperately need that storyline right now. And guess what? WrestleMania 40 is next year, which is a big WrestleMania out in Philadelphia. What better way to sell out that arena before it even gets close to the year, sell it out in advance, than announce Shane McMahon versus Triple H for the control of WWE? And when I mean the control of WWE, the loser cannot come back on WWE for a long time. That will be the automatic thing to sell out that building right now. Because Vince obviously can't wrestle. He's too old. So Shane will have to wrestle for him or some type of proxy. But I'd rather be Shane because that's McMahon versus McMahon. Because Triple H is a McMahon too. He's an in-law, so he's a McMahon. That is the only storyline that is worth talking about on wrestling right now. Nothing else deserves to be mentioned. Nothing with a capital N. Nothing deserves to be mentioned. This program is so awful, I don't even know where to talk about it at no more. I've tried to help them with this stuff. And if they listen, continue to listen. You'll help out with Victor or whoever. Y'all retweet this. Tag these fools and let them know we're the podcast on the air that don't cut corners. We talk about what need to be discussed, and it's an interesting podcast because I produce it to be interesting. Say whatever y'all want. I know everybody got stuff. I know y'all should know by now that they don't put people like me on the forefront. They want this sanitized SJW stuff to be the forefront. We don't pull punches over here. We tell the truth. But last but not least, shout out to, once again, Poggers. Go save yourself 10% with Poggers energy and sleep supplements. Go over to drinkpoggers.com. Like I said, you save 10%. And don't be a fool. If you use my code, come hit me up on Twitter. It's TJTime1991. TJ, I use the code. Shout me out. I'm a pretty balanced person. Anybody that know me, you get what you see with me. If I say I'm going to shout you out, if I'm going to do something for you, I'm going to do it. That's the type of person I am. So once y'all do that, go support them. And like I said earlier when I opened up the video, if they have stuff that's not there, tell them, hey, Poggers, can y'all get some shirts? I like this logo. Can y'all consider getting this? Can y'all get some hoodies? Can y'all get some more cups? Can y'all get some whatever? When it's something that's not at a merchandise, you're a merchant. You're supposed to tell merchandise what you want. The customer is always right. So don't be negative. Oh, I don't like this or that. I ain't like that. Give them feedback, whether it's on the ingredient, whether it's on the drink. Tell them that you don't like it so they can fix it. That's how you do this. So, yeah, Red Bull or Monster, if y'all want to, sponsor me, hey, we're going to keep building, keep growing. I got to fight Twitch to get my account back open. They claim it was a nudity thing on there, which it was just Stacy Keebler in a bikini. Y'all talking about nudity, but y'all let women sell their bodies on Twitch all the time. They're damn near naked all the time. Don't lie to me. I've been on Twitch for years. So, yeah, shout out to Poggers. Once again, special code that they made for me, Prodigy Poggers. Get yourself 10% off. Let me know what you think. I would say get a shaker if you don't like the supplement. If you're not a powder person, at least get a shaker. Why not? Get yourself a shaker. Become a Twitch streamer. Put it out there. Let people know. And then they giving you 30%. If you become an affiliate, I'll let Poggers talk about all that because that's not my space to say that. But I know they got affiliate programs. So talk to them on Twitter, on Poggers, and let them know what's going on. Poggers, hit me up too. I inbox y'all on Twitch about something or Twitter about something kind of important. But yeah, go send that 10% off. Hope y'all enjoyed the show. We're going to keep the great content coming. We're going to keep being counterculture. Let the haters keep hating. We're going to keep living. That's why we call ourselves scarecrows, because we're outstanding in our field. Everybody else isn't outstanding in their field. They just get told they are. But yeah, man, NXT Road Block, like I said, was the most interesting day WWE's done in a while. I anticipated this way more than WrestleMania, mainly because the Gigi Dolan and JC Jane actually has a storyline that you can sink your teeth into. And it helps that both of these girls are extremely interesting to listen to on the mic. Breaker came out there being a star as always, but the MVP of the night for me goes to Tony D'Angelo. What a damn star this dude is, man. And he barely get featured. Him and Paper Stacks Chase. Oh, well, I keep forgetting the guy's name. But great promo. Thank you, Victor. Thank you, Marissa, for stopping in. Yeah, y'all keep living. I'll talk to y'all soon, man. If y'all want to keep up with me, like I said, on Twitter, it's TJTime1991 or YouTube, TJ the Prodigy, all lowercase letter. Even if you just want to try to come tell me how you think you smart or you don't like me, you can come say that too. I'm cool with that. Any type of feedback, I'll talk to y'all soon, man. I'm going to get off here. I try to keep these an hour and a half when I'm here by myself. But yeah, I'll talk to y'all soon. Peace and bless y'all families.